Woo. Welcome to the We Are Self-Made podcast. This show is not your traditional show on entrepreneurship with critic quotes about failing fast and often, but an honest look at the good, bad, and ugly. It's an experiment documenting the journeys of 7 entrepreneurs over time. Today I get another update, the fourth and final from Adrian. He's known for building an ebook publishing empire, publishing more than 200 ebooks. Good morning, Adrian. Thanks for coming on the show again.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me on. It's been a cool little journey we've gone on.
Yes. And even bigger thanks that you agreed to have this episode because you have little food poisoning and I know how it feels. Before Christmas, I had like a rough 1 or 2 days as well. And I hope you will be better soon.
Yeah, thank you. I remember on the last call we had, you were sick, and then this one I'm feeling sick, so it's my turn.
No, it's your
It's
turn.
okay.
How would you say was your progress over the last 6 weeks when we last spoke? Since it's already February 7, as you said, we shortly spoke before Christmas. How do you feel about your progress?
Quite good. I mean, I didn't publish a lot more books in that time, but my income is doing a lot better than I expected. I expected for December to do quite well, and then for January to drop down quite a bit. But January is really similar to December, so
Nice.
I'm really happy. Yeah,
Is
extremely happy.
is this going back to your strategy of delivering more quality content? Is this an account that is doing so well?
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think quality content and also just doing everything in the process correctly. Picking good niches, um, making sure my team is well managed and working properly. That's been a big impact for sure.
It seems like you are growing up. Like everything is
Yeah,
more certain. You develop your own
yeah,
greatness and your own excellence in what you do, and so it pays off.
yeah. It's become a lot more systemized and a lot more structured, like an actual business rather than just a one person show. It's definitely grown for
Yeah.
sure.
How many team members do you currently manage and coordinate?
6 virtual assistants.
6 virtual assistants. Wow. And
Yeah.
we spoke about your process before, so everyone who is interested in, Adrian goes into depth of ebook publishing in our first ever podcast we did together. I think it's number 14 or 15. Just search for Adrian ebook publishing StartupGeist. There you explain your process, and I find it fascinating how you have grown over the last month. So I want to acknowledge this. But before we
Yeah.
do, so this is our final check, and before we go into what will come in the next future, because I know your goal is selling one of your accounts. Has this changed?
No, that's the same goal.
Same
That's the
goal.
same
Awesome.
goal. Yep.
Um, what have you learned over the last 6 weeks? You said like you published less. Why was this? Was there other things coming up that you needed to deal with?
Yeah, just Christmas, and I was in Australia visiting family, and I had one small trip within Australia during that time. So I didn't have a lot of time to sit down and work. I suppose I was just being social and seeing friends and family. That's the main reason. But
Yeah,
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 it was a good break.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did it stress you out that you couldn't fulfill your goals?
No, I mean, I think I achieved most of the things that I wanted to achieve in that time period. I just set smaller goals because I knew that I wouldn't work as much.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
you chose happiness and let's say taking a break, resting a little bit over like pushing forward, and because you know you're gonna eventually reach those goals, but you need to have breaks too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the business still grew a little bit during that time. But yeah, not as much as if I was working full time, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. This makes sense. This makes sense. Is there any realization, insight about yourself, about your business that you have recently learned that you want to share?
I don't think so. I think I've got to the point now where I know what I'm doing. It seems to be working really well. It's really systemized. It's at a point now um, where maybe 4 months ago when we first started this, it wasn't at that point. But now I feel like I know exactly what to do. The path forward's very clear. So it's just a matter of me, doing the work
Yeah,
and
yeah.
taking the
How how,
steps. Yeah.
how does it feel that you found a system that works for you? Like, is this how does it feel for you?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I feel like it from the outside looking in, it seems like I've become successful in a really short period of time, but it's been over 3 years of me learning how to do this, and it's kind of all suddenly clicked,
Yeah,
and now it's working really well. So I love it. It's great.
yeah.
It's a big relief, you know. Yeah.
How big was your course as a contribution to your learning and refining your system, maybe adjusting your system? Was this the major part of it?
Of my course.
Yeah. And
For me, I think,
just to back up for the
yeah.
listeners, it's you created this course last summer, right, Adrian?
Yes, Freedom Self Publishing in almost 12 months ago.
Almost 12 months
Yeah.
ago. And based on my own experiences, I think the best way to learn something is to write a book or to teach something, and you had this
Yeah.
process in your mind from the first 18 months, and then you created this course, and that made me think, how much did it help you to refine and adjust your process by teaching it to others? And then you see your flaws and like, oh, here I can improve. Oh, here I can improve. And now you reach the level of excellence that then brings in the results you are aiming for.
Yeah, that's a really, really great point. I think it helped me a lot. I think that I knew what to do, and the information in my course is exactly what I do personally. But I think that teaching it made me hold myself to a higher standard. And so because I'm telling other people to do it now, I have to make sure that I do it. So for me, that actually, yeah, it did make a big difference, I think, teaching other people, because then they're watching me a little bit closer. So, yeah.
How many people or how many students have enrolled in your course?
I think it's around 120 people now so far.
Yeah. And if you
Yeah.
if you compare this income to your ebook publishing income, you could say, this is not worthwhile doing, right? You spent a lot of time, but as you said, like those people now hold you accountable, which brings in the results now, which is interesting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't bring me much money at all, but it's a very rewarding thing, I think. Having people message me and having them be successful because of something I've taught, it's a good feeling. So it's worthwhile just for that, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony Robbins says that one of the main contributors in life, next to success, of course, and making money, this is more like a personal, internal thing. It's contribution to others, be it in
Yeah.
forms of expertise or knowledge. And you at a young age already experienced this. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm just starting to experience it now, and it's yeah. From the outside looking in, you wouldn't think that giving to other people would feel good, but it really does, or helping others, it really does.
Yeah. Can you share what you shared with them and what are a few results they accomplished and that in turn made them reach out to you and say thank you?
Okay, so I've had a lot of people that have just heard me on a podcast, and then because of that, they've gotten into like Kindle Publishing, and now they're making an income where they were able to quit their job. And then there's ones where I've helped them more closely where they've gone through my course. And so there was one Australian guy who was doing, I think, $1,500 a month after maybe 3 or 4 months of doing Kindle Publishing, which is really good.
Yeah.
So $50 a day. And so he messaged me when he did that. And I thought, oh, wow, that's cool, because
Wow.
he wasn't very active in the Facebook group or commenting much. And then all of a sudden, he'd just been quietly working.
Ah.
And so, yeah, he messaged me letting me know. And I'm like, oh, it is working. Cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So do you know how many books he released? Have you studied him and how your course
Um, he
helped him?
didn't have many. It wasn't many. I think it was less than 10 books
Less than
at the
so
time.
so he was able to pull off 10 books in roughly 3 months, 4 months that then
Yeah, I think it was less than 10. I mean, that was a few months ago. I'm sure he's doing better now and has published more books now.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, you don't need a large number.
yeah. And this is the Australian market, right?
So when you sell it on Amazon, it'll sell in every single market. So
Oh,
mostly the US is where the sales come from. Yeah.
oh, I see, I see, I see. Cool.
Yeah.
This sounds amazing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's the reason what I hope to achieve with my course. And like before I then started my course, right, and I have never finished it, and that's what I told you. That's why I need to go back to Germany and consolidate and get my feet on the ground as I'm then broke, it helped me to implement the system I wanted to teach for myself, right? And now I'm really even more productive and efficient, even though I've never released the course. But I'm getting there, I guess, at some point that I say, like, first you need to have the system in place yourself, and then you can teach it to others. And I came from this place of, oh, let me teach those guys how amazing productive you can be. And then I realized, I'm not following this. How can I teach someone? So
Yeah.
that's bullshit. But I think if you come from a place like you, like expertise, you have proven to do so for 18 months, and then you share your knowledge, and then you get those returns for your students. I mean, obviously they do all the hard work, but they follow your system and they
Yeah.
tweak it a little bit. That's highly rewarding. Congrats.
Yeah, it really is. It is definitely 100%.
Yeah. Do you want to put some time into your course and make it even better or bigger or price it higher?
Yeah, that is a goal for the year. I would like to increase the price and also redo some of the lessons, make it a little bit better, a little bit more updated. Um, yeah, I want to make it as good as possible, and so that I don't have to answer as many questions. So if it can be as complete as possible,
Yeah.
and also a little bit more expensive, I think more people will actually take action on the course if it's slightly higher.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. So
True.
yeah,
Right
I would
now
like to do that in the next 3 months.
Okay, so right now you price it at $99?
Yeah, 97.
97, yes, yeah. I think you can easily
Yeah,
charge 297, like just to help people
yeah.
also to take action. I agree. So you mentioned this, you want to improve the course. What's coming up for Adrian Ingram in 2017? How do you feel about 2017?
Very promising right now. So I feel like I've got the plan of where I want to go and what I need to do to get there. So I'll be listing my Kindle account for sale within the next month. Hopefully, I'm just organizing all the accounting right now.
Oh, nice.
Um, so hopefully I can sell that within the next few months. I've got another Kindle account doing really well. I think business-wise, it's going to be fine. Money-wise, it's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm just going to do a lot of travel. I'd like to focus on fitness quite a lot this year. And also I'll be doing Europe in the second half of the year. So I'd
Oh,
like to,
nice. Please
see some
visit.
of the world.
Yes,
Yeah,
please visit Berlin.
I will. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then I show you around for sure, for sure. So
Awesome.
is this year more like how could I label it? Like more like reaping the fruits that like from the plants you like kind of planted like a few even month or years ago, and then you take it a little chill, traveling, expanding yourself, maybe doing some kind of reflection on where you want to go next.
Possibly, yeah. I think a little bit. I mean, I'm always working on some way to make money. I think I can't take much of a break.
Yeah,
But when I'm in Europe and I'm changing country every few days, it's going to be very hard to
sure.
work. But over the next few months, I mean, I'm in Thailand for 3 more months almost. So in that time, I'll be doing a lot of work. Um, but yeah, it'll be a good mixture, a
Yeah, yeah,
good
yeah.
work-life balance.
Yeah,
The year of good work-life balance, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds. I think based on my experience over the last weeks, for me it was critical to step back from Startup Guys and this funnel vision to really realize what do I want, and I'm still having a hard time finding this out. You know, it's not an easy question. What do I really want? Even though it sounds
Mm.
easy, if you can take 27 to to bring your entrepreneurial endeavor to the next level, right? Like even think bigger. I think this
Yeah.
could be a critical year for your journey in general. Like part with lifestyle, seeing a lot of places, getting a lot of inspirations. I really can see this how this can be instrumental for your future next step.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah, I know me and you are pretty similar in that when we have a goal, we work on it nonstop and don't even think about anything else.
Yeah,
But taking some time to step back and think, like, what do I really want? And then that changes all the time as well. What you
yes,
want, you'll find something new you want. I think it's critical to take some time to think and grow as, yeah, not just about the money, it's
true.
about yeah, everything else.
That's a good point. What about your exchange trading? Are you still looking into this?
I won't be doing it anytime soon, but it's something I would like to do probably when I sell my Kindle account mostly,
Yeah,
because then I'll have a big amount of cash and I'll want to invest it in a few different things.
yeah,
So that would be one thing. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
not a
what?
priority.
So what's your goal? Like, what's the kind of expected number you're looking at that you want to sell your Kindle store for? And how does it work? Can you give us a few insights? Is it like, let's say you make 5K and then you can sell it for this? Can you teach us a little bit around this process?
Yeah, so I'll be selling it through a company called Empire Flippers. I've got a basic valuation through them, and they'll pay. They'll typically try and sell it for anywhere between 20 to 24 times monthly net profit. So if you can make $4,000 per month, you consistently, you could sell it for up to $100,000 potentially, or
Okay,
96,000.
okay. So how do they evaluate this? Where does this multiple come from?
That was just based off what they'd sold other similar businesses for in the past. So that just seems to be the market rate for this kind of a business.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so I hope to get, and they take a 15% commission at the point of sale.
Okay.
So once that occurs, yeah. Uh, but yeah, I'd like to sell it for six figures, but I mean, it depends on what someone's willing to pay for it though. So
Sure.
it's, yeah, yeah.
Sure. So what is your monthly recurring like kind of baseline right now?
Okay, so for the account that I'm selling, the last couple of months, it's averaged around $6,000 Australian
Okay.
um, in revenue, and then net profit has been just over 5,000.
Okay.
So between $5,000 and $6,000. So I should technically be able to get $100,000 at least for it, but I mean it's only really worth what someone's willing to pay.
Sure.
So it's an obscure kind of business. So
Yeah. Yes.
yeah.
And Empire Flippers, how quickly do they promise to turn this around? Like when you are ready, you handed in all your accounting stuff. How quickly can this go? Is this from days to months? What's their kind of
Um, They don't really promise any length of time, but they say typically their businesses sell between 6 and 12 weeks. So 6 weeks is quite a quick sale, and then 12 weeks is more onto the normal side of things.
Okay.
But anywhere between 6 and 12 typically, but it could be longer, it could be shorter. It's just, yeah, luck, I suppose.
This makes sense. And
Yeah.
how hands off is your business? Like when someone buys it, is this super hands off, or what do you expect someone to do to keep this 5K net profit going?
Yeah, so it's very hands off. But there are things they could do to grow it. So there's things that I haven't done them on purpose because a lot of people buy these businesses with the intention of growing them.
Oh yeah.
So things like they could add audiobooks. I haven't made any of the books in this account into audiobooks.
Okay.
They can build up email lists for these particular authors, and then they can publish more books under those established niches that I've already found.
Yeah.
There's a few clear steps for them to go and take if they want to grow it further, but some buyers will just want it just for that income, and some will want it to kind of grow it and make it worth more. So it depends on what they want to do.
Yeah.
If it's passive or if it takes, 10 hours a week or whatever it might be.
Yeah. So this is like three strategies you would give a potential buyer, let's say audiobooks, email list, and publish more books in the niches I found. Because you said
Yeah,
you said the niches to find the niches, this is the hard work. And then if you can
very hard.
yes, and if you then can cross promote with other books that are closely related, people will buy it, right? So the niche is the gold nugget, so
Yeah,
to say. Nice. I
yeah,
don't I don't
absolutely.
I understand audiobooks from a value standpoint. What do you mean with email lists, to grow email lists?
Okay, so each of those books is published under a pen name.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I have multiple books under the one pen name. So what you can do is within your book, you can give away something for free. You can direct them to a Facebook page, all this kind of stuff. And then you can build up a following. So you can get your readers on an email list. And then every time you publish a new book, You can send them an email, and then that's going to send customers to your book. You can send them just helpful emails. You can build an audience through that. You could send them affiliate links. So it just makes a whole nother sort of side business, and you're just using the Kindle book for lead generation.
Yeah. That makes sense. Are you using this technique or strategy for your other accounts?
Yeah. So I have a book on Amazon under my own name,
Yeah.
about Kindle Publishing, right? Where I teach the
Makes
basis
sense.
of Kindle Publishing. Yeah. And so I give away a free video in that in exchange for a person's email address. And then when I do that, I end up sending them to my course. So that's how I get a lot of leads for my course, is through my Kindle book. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. And then you would give them, so the incentive is a free video, and then they give their email.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or email. That makes sense. Okay, I understood. This makes sense. Cool. I mean, this year looks really promising. You said health, lifestyle, and I hope you're getting better. I see like you're not as
Yeah,
energetic as usual. So
absolutely.
let's let's make it an end. And I just want to officially ask you, if you look back on the last 4 to 5 months during our experiment, um, how did it help you kind of check in on a regular basis? Was this something that you would other people recommend to do, not even in a public format, but just like having someone who checks in you with your goals? What's your take on it? How important this accountability part is, and having almost like a mastermind group, people you can trust and you can refer to?
Yeah, I think it's really great. It's very helpful being accountable, but also I think I remember from our first chat, I think you questioned me like, why aren't you setting like your income goals higher and stuff like that? And it sort of made me think a little like, should I set them higher? Or is that?
Mhm.
I thought to me back then the goals seemed really high, and then now at the end of the challenge, I've surpassed those goals. So it's kind of like, oh wow, it wasn't that hard in the end at the end of the day. Like I can do that. So having just a podcast there to listen back on, or like
Yeah,
having that accountability there to go and back and look back only a few months ago and see where I was there compared to now.
yeah,
I mean, that's really cool. I think it definitely helps a lot.
yeah.
Even if it's only a subconscious thing, it helps for
True,
sure.
true. And that was my intention to not only learn from you guys, but to show the listeners, of course, how important ambitious goals can be without being distracted or without feeling bad when you don't achieve them. But in your case, for me, it was clear that you play it safe card instead of
Mm.
maybe even shooting for a little more. And we argued about it. I remember how we discussed it, that you said like, I rather do this and I don't want to be disappointed. So I'm curious to see, are you now willing to set a little bigger goals that might even stretch you, or do you think this strategy works for you, and why should I change anything?
Well, right now I think it works for me because I'm very happy where I am. I've got to a point now where I'm quite happy. I want more, but I don't have any ambition right now to make $1 million in a year. In a few years' time, I think that would be great. But right now, I think I can do that, but I think it would require a lot more work than I'm willing to put in right now. I
Yeah,
think that right now it's a great time to focus on work-life balance, health, getting to work out exactly what I want, things like that.
yes.
Um,
And I
yeah,
love
so
that.
that's the main reasons.
And I love
Yeah,
this because these are important goals too. I don't want to always, in my mind and in my subconsciousness, be thinking, oh, success means money. And
yeah.
then I
This is
want to,
one aspect.
yeah, right. And then maybe you're gonna meet your future uh, loved one in this year or whatever, right? There can,
You know,
so many successful, awesome,
yeah,
loving things can happen.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, I've got a lot of other things I'd like to work on this year other than money. So yeah,
If you can ask for one wish for 2017, what would it be?
one wish for 2017. Just to be full of fun, a fun year, I think.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah,
wish a
fun
lot of fun for
happiness.
you. I hope I can contribute a
Me
little
too.
fun to your journey when you're visiting Berlin and when we meet. I want to say
Sure will.
big, 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 big thank you for taking part in this experiment. I know it's not an easy commitment to make, to do this kind of check-ins. And I must say, it, not just with you, but with the other guys, it worked out really well. We all kept our schedules. We had our hiccups, maybe 10 minutes late or so. But all in all, I'm really happy of how it went and how strong of a commitment makers we all are. And I think this is what I see within entrepreneurs, and especially in you, Adrian. I want to acknowledge you for it. Like, you set your goals, you have a plan, and I see you working, and you work hard for it. So everyone who's listening and see, wow, he might be making 100,000 selling his Kindle ebook. So you don't know how much he is working. You don't know how disciplined Adrian is. And as he said, he's doing it for 3 years. And it's just normal that when you keep your head down and keep in the game, as you do, Adrian, that you're going to reap the benefits. If you work smartly and find your little tweaks here and there, and we discussed how the course helped you, how maybe this mastermind stuff helped you, how this podcast here helped you. You have little puzzles, and good luck, man. I'm really proud of you. I'm really happy for you too, that you achieved your goals.
Yeah, thanks, man. And thanks for running this experiment and keeping me accountable. When you first asked me to do it, I was like, oh, should I do this? But I'm super glad I did. So you're awesome, man. Keep doing what you're doing. It's doing good things in the world.
Thanks. And in the future, when you need someone to quickly bounce, like, not ideas, but like, your goals on and off, like, here I am. Like, please reach out to me.
Awesome, man. Same for you. Anytime.
Yes. We are the Goal Soul Brothers.
Yeah.
Thanks, Adrian. Get well soon and enjoy. Oh, I forgot the name. Not Bangkok, but what's the city called?
Pattaya.
Enjoy Pattaya.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon and get well soon. That's the most important thing.
Thanks, man. Cheers. Talk soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
StartupGeist Podcast. Entrepreneurs are not born. We are self-made. Please leave an honest rating on iTunes or leave a comment on startupgeist.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.